later on, but it's okay. Sure. Hey, thanks for taking the time to do this, man.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Absolute pleasure.
Stoked to be doing this. Big fans. First of all, must be good to be back doing festivals again, man. Like,
yeah. No lightning forecasted. No, we're good.
We were going, I was like, are we in Melbourne? What is going on with this weather? It's so
this mic kind of here or here?
We can hold it down there.
Yeah, cool.
Fine,
cool.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Yeah, so basically we're going to start off with the same thing we've asked everyone, because we're pretty original. Fave festival memory. It can be a festival you've gone to or you've played at. What's something that's really stuck with you?
Crickets. What do you think of this?
It's a hard one.
Yeah.
You've done a few now.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why the memory came up, and I don't know if it's the favourite. It's just what came up was just playing a festival. I think it was Grows Rock or Grasshopper. I always get the two mixed up.
Yeah.
But we were closing a stage. Parkway were playing the next night, but they were there that night, like setting up. So they came to like hang out and watch us, and we're a bit nervous because we were playing last on like the second stage while Deftones were playing on the main stage,
Shit.
And it was so cold. I remember it was like 2 or 3 degrees for some reason, just like dropped, at night, Europe, clear sky. And it was like, I don't know if anyone's going to turn up. Like, we're just in this little van, and Parkway shut up for us. They all came and to support us. Like, and we're like, oh, we really want to play good now. Our friends are here and stuff. And like the people turned up in a way that was like, it was spaced out, but it was like this big open mosh. Cool. And it was like, it felt like a Byron Bay hardcore show, yet at a festival in Europe, spread out with the twilight moonlight, and like it was just a sick, this is what, like, it wasn't about bells and whistles or bigs. It was this low down stage. It was just epic, and then we're on the other side of the world, and for some reason that just popped up as this this is sick kind of a moment.
Was that one of the earlier festivals you did overseas?
No, this is 2015, so it's in the third, fourth, fifth year of touring overseas, I'd say. But
cool. I feel like you guys have got a pretty good response. I've seen you twice overseas before. I saw you play a Warped Tour in New Jersey.
Yeah, that's good. That was a good event.
Had a huge crowd, and it was like everyone was super involved in it.
Yeah, Jersey.
That's probably a testament to you guys' ability to like put on a good live show, even if people don't necessarily know you. Like within 5 minutes of the show, there was a crowd and everyone was moving, which is sick.
Thanks, yeah, cool. You're in Jersey. Welcome to Jersey.
Yeah. Totally, man.
It's Mike. Yeah.
New York, like the last minute thing, being like, it's Warped Tour. It was the last year it happened.
Oh, you got to go.
Yeah.
It was a good one. That in Connecticut, on the east coast of America, they always go off. But yeah, there's definitely a challenge. I have a challenge every time. Like, it's never like, oh, this is going to be, walk in the park, crowd's going to like get into it. It's like, no, this is I have to feel the energy. I feel I feel the energy of the crowd, and I have this choice to see how can we where's the crowd at? Like, you don't want to push them, and I don't like it. I was like, come on, why do you? That's not.
I feel like there's a fine line between being energetic and trying to get the crowd to enjoy the moment, and being that sort of like, we deserve your response.
Yeah, and it's also just where's the crowd actually at?
Yeah, for sure.
And so it's like, you have permission. Like, here's the invitation, but I'm not going to tell you to do it. And that's.
How does that compare? A festival versus doing like your own shows, because the people there to see you exclusively.
Oh yeah.
Do you like that kind of like trying to see if you can get them engaged, or you prefer when they're just there to rock out?
No, I mean, it's definitely it's more like, well, it's like being with family you haven't seen in a while. It's always great, that this is great, as opposed to being with strangers. You've got to it's more work in a sense, but I love the challenge. Keeps you humble. And it also, you realize, the family's actually built by playing these shows where no one knows you.
Yeah.
And so it's this it's good to have both.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. So you've obviously played with a whole bunch of bands. Is there one band that's on your wish list that you still haven't played with?
I'd like to play with Bury Your Dead. Yeah.
We reference them on the channel a lot.
Yeah.
That'd be
still going?
Yeah, they are. I don't know how many shows they play, but I looked the other day on Spotify. I mean, there's I don't know, not many listeners. Like, they're 40,000 or in relativity to, let's say, I don't know, whoever's had, let's say, these acts are 500,000 or 1 million, whatever it is. So, Bury Dead were a huge band at the time, but that was when it was MySpace and CDs, right? So now it's the new age. Yeah, you get it.
We get it.
Yeah. But I like to play with them because it's just it's straight up mosh, but it's catchy.
Yeah.
And it's got a bit of attitude.
For sure, and I feel like they were kind of like the forefathers of that mosh style, what I mean?
Techno mosh.
Yeah, like just full groove bass, just beat downs. And there's so many bands like that now, but their fans probably wouldn't even know who Bury Your Dead are. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I hope they are still going.
What's a band you're really digging at the moment?
Really digging at the moment?
I love this question because I like hearing what people's into.
Well, I mean, I just went straight to Alpha because I just saw them, and they, you know, Lockie screams on one of our latest tracks, Dogma. So, like, I actually really like the music. There's actually not as many artists, I hate to say it, that I used to love that many artists 10 years ago. Like, it'd be so many. I was so excited. I'm less excited now by what I'm hearing across like a broader spectrum, but it's more like then there are key artists that are like, this is great, this is sick. I think we might be like on the forefront of something really new coming. You know, like we're ready for another like a new offshoot of.
Like Pale Dusk at all?
I haven't listened to Pale Dusk, but they're on that tour. Yeah, Japan. Is it Japan?
Yeah.
Japan. Yeah.
Japan's bringing out some big metal stuff. But those guys are wicked, and they're like
crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's something new.
It.
It's something a little bit different, and it's just like eclectic and energetic and fun, and
I
feel like that might be what you're looking for.
Okay, cool.
And they're playing with them, which would be like, I can't wait for that tour.
Yeah. I like energetic and fun. I also like when there's bold choices too.
That's what they are.
They're out on the
like,
limb.
You listen,
like, it's very bold.
First time you showed me, I was like, well, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Yeah,
like, it was a lot.
Yeah. But I think you're right though. I think there's like a bit of a renaissance happening. I think there's a bit of a like rebirth of the scene, especially since we lost it through COVID for 2 years. I think there's like a lot of people that are just hungry for it, and there's just bands that are just taking this opportunity. They're pushing themselves and they're getting out there and going, well, fuck, we might lose this again. So let's just give it a crack. And everyone's like, let's just get as much of this as we can.
Yeah.
Are you seeing a lot of that sort of energy at the shows and stuff?
Yeah, you don't know what you have till it's gone. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. It was full hit from the get-go. It wasn't like warming up through the day and more people coming. It was like crap, like from the start, people were there to watch, which I think's really cool.
Yeah, and then, no, it's good. It's great that it's back now. It's going to be a way of like keeping it in a sustainable way where it doesn't just go like we went to 6 shows last week, I spent all my money for the year, I'm out, like so I'm not being negative about it, but it's great, and I want to just let's keep this nice and steady, because it's the steady thing that wins the race, so to speak, keeping it healthy and alive.
You touched on COVID there. You guys have brought out Green's New Black. How's the response been?
Great. It's been really good.
Happy with how things going?
Yeah, we only played it at 4 screens, and so it's minimal. Like the audiences that have seen it, this is like, we've got these little cinemas from like 50 to 100 cap cinemas, right? Yeah. And this is like our audience, like test bases, let's just say. Yeah. And it's been really positive because we have the Q&A afterwards, the discussion, and like that's where the magic, like that's where it's been really like some guys, like people that wouldn't even listen to this music coming because it's part of film festivals, for instance, cool. And like old guys in like 60s, like literally just crying in front of me with their like tears, being like, I've been wanting this to happen since whatever, and like I'm so moved by this, and then mothers standing up and saying other things, and have that kind of feedback isn't something you get at any show.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's nice to have a medium in a different way that like it screened in Toronto last night where we were sleeping, and we had people messaging us how moved they were. So it's nice to be able to, without having to travel and be there and like really like go for the slog on like we just played and got to talk for 2 minutes to a song to get a message across. It's nice that piece of art is doing its own thing, and it's creating its own organic.
Was that something that kind of, because you guys also released music not that long ago, was that a nice little creative outlet for you to explore during
yes, and it wasn't little, it was like it felt like 3 albums worth, like thousands of hours, man, like it's just crazy. I had no idea the back and forth between like, do we have music, do we have audio, do we have color, do we have titles, and you just do this bouncing between all the different teams, and it's already creating a lot of change. Like we had I can't quote them yet but let's just say people stand up and say, I am the founder of this festival, and next year, inspiring to see how bold you were in your choices, I need to be bold in my choices. My festival, which does like 50,000, I'm doing a carbon offset fact into every ticket. Cool. Just it's not optional, let's just make it, let's just do it, let's go. Like
that must be super exciting.
Yeah, super exciting.
Rewarding as well.
Yeah. Beautiful to build the platform to lay to do that too through something like this, which is really cool.
Yeah, we're on the cusp of big change, like just because we have to.
Yeah, for sure.
And I really like all these people out here, they love music, they care about it, they want to have music in 10 years, just as much as we do. So it's like not going overboard where we look at everything, but also let's look at everything and just be like kind on ourselves. Where can we change?
Yeah, cool.
And it's happening, and the fans are going to demand it if the artists aren't. Like it's going to happen. It's already happening.
That's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So today, who are you most excited to get to see play?
Alpha Wolf. Yeah, it'll be a vibe, and they're playing in the hotel in the room, and it'll be a vibe. I haven't actually seen them play the new material yet, so
Yeah, I'm excited to go see.
I haven't seen them since they had the old singer.
yeah, it's a while.
And that's a while, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited. Very excited.
Yeah, and they've just come off touring in America, so if they suck tonight, then they suck. They're not going to suck.
Yeah.
But they're warmed up.
Before, they seem pretty confident.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They could probably close their eyes and play now after doing that many shows in a row.
Yeah, I feel like they've really hit their stride over the last year as well. Do you think that the whole COVID thing, with bands not being able to, I guess, do the slog, it's forced them to find other creative outlets and other ways to promote themselves? I'm sure you had the same thing. Do you think it's kind of a little bit bittersweet that the break from bands being out on the road has kind of forced artists to find these new avenues to promote themselves and to express themselves? Yeah,
it's bittersweet.
Yeah.
It's great. It's actually probably the healthiest thing that could have happened to the scene now that we're back.
Yeah. Or
now that it appears to be back. We don't know what's ahead. You never do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that it is. And it's also been I don't want to say survival of the fittest, but it's actually made people question their choices. What actually matters to me? Oh, the band does matter to me. Let's keep it going in a new way. Or you know what? I was just in it for this and it's not there, so I'm done. And so we saw a lot of artists and a lot of other ones step up in different ways. And it's demanded people to work smarter, to work harder, to work smarter, all the way around, and be more creative. And that's a healthy thing. We were a bit. It was a bit. I don't say it was stale, but it was pretty saturated, to a degree. And now we're all
100% right.
appreciating it and finding new ways to thrive.
Yeah, I think if you want something to stick around, and if you love something, you got to care for it as well. Otherwise, it will. You can overlove something, and you can run something in the ground. But you're right, man. Hopefully, it sticks around. Hopefully, we look after it, and we get plenty more things like this.
Yeah, no, it's and the power of Australian music too is. It's
growing again.
It's growing again. It's that nurturing. But they don't have to actually. Always bring in all international acts to sell a ticket. It's
some of this is a really good example of people appreciating. And we said this before. I think the talent that's coming out of Australia is actually it's blossomed, and I think because it is also that self-nourishing thing.
Yeah,
which is really cool. And seeing all the bands here are supporting each other, and even in our space, the kind of reaction, commentary side of things. It's a cool space that didn't really exist a few years ago. That's now allowing maybe smaller artists to grow into this. So it's cool to be part of that.
It localizes it.
Yeah, fully.
Yeah, and you're and you've seen those bands. Hey, what's up? As opposed to there's all these new bands. We're all we're meeting ourselves for the first time, and we're from different parts of the world.
Yeah,
it's the families getting back together. And it's fostering that, which is, it's great.
For sure.
So we're going to finish off with a few little would you
rathers. We've been having some fun with some would you rathers.
Yeah.
So, first up, would you rather star in a Star Wars film or a Marvel film?
Star Wars.
Great.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the exact opposite of the last answer. Yeah. So cool.
Between you and me, we're all Marvel! Straight up, so interesting. Would you rather know when you're going to die or how you're going to die?
I think the how. Oh.
I think if it's a how, maybe.
No, the when. The when, probably, because. I mean, it's a trick. It's both are kind of. I don't know if there's a preference,
Yeah.
That's why it's hard.
Yeah. It's true, because they're both you're both expecting in one way,
I think about it as if you know the date, you're just gonna live as hard as you can until that point.
Yeah.
But if you know the cause, when, you might avoid, it could be hey, you're going to die walking. Something always be
true.
On edge about it.
That's true. It's true. But at least, so you're saying one way to be living with more fear.
Yeah.
But somehow the how can be more exciting because there's a mystery of when. So you might actually
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You might have a bit more I'm just going to live it up too.
It might not be this roller coaster.
Yeah. I don't know. I hear what you're saying though. It's a good one. I don't know if I answered the question, but
it's okay.
Yeah, it's
all right. Would you rather be able to speak any language in the world or communicate with animals?
Animals.
Nice.
Oh yeah. I think everyone's.
Wouldn't it be wild to know what they're thinking?
Yeah, for sure.
We feel scientists feel like they know what animals are thinking and their mannerisms and stuff, but
I
do we
think
really
I know
know?
what my dog's thinking all the time, and I'd love her to be no.
Walk? Snack?
Yeah, it's just always snack.
Yeah, definitely animals.
All right, now this one's been splitting the crowd a bit. Would you rather play a set in wet socks or wet underwear?
Wet socks.
My man.
Yeah. I'm losing that one.
Yeah.
Wet underwear. It's nothing worse.
So who picked Marvel and who picked Star Wars then?
Well, we both picked
both think
Marvel.
Marvel. Yeah.
You think Marvel? You guys
Yeah,
are...
Marvel. I really like Star Wars, but
It's getting trashed more and more. Is that why?
No, I don't think it's getting trashed because I feel like every new thing they bring out, it makes you appreciate the last thing a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just the, you know what it is? It's the brand, the brand integrity of Star Wars going back to like the 80s, as opposed to Marvel. I think Marvel is much more popular culture, even though it's a classic comic book. Don't get me wrong. I feel like Star Wars. We'll see if it holds up with its integrity.
Fully.
But like it's like, you know, it's like Alan Watts as Obi-Wan and Yoda. These like seminal like.
Yeah.
Really, it's got so much wisdom and love. Like back in those ones,
Yeah.
it's just like you just can't recreate like in a Marvel currently.
Marvel though has more varied stories. Like you said, the comics have gone for so long.
Yeah.
There's so much backstory to choose from.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like Star Wars is a little more narrow in its scope.
But this is a universe.
Well,
though.
there's
But I know what you mean. I know.
There's a lot in Star Wars,
I get it.
but because people only know it from the films,
Yeah.
they probably wouldn't connect with it the same
Yeah.
way. And I think you're right. They're trying to build the brand back up, but bring back that nostalgia with doing all those, you know, like the Obi-Wan series, and you know, all that sort of stuff, and trying to bring those classic characters back, like the Boba Fett and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I guess I want to wield a lightsaber over wearing a big suit too. Maybe that's it.
Oh yeah, lightsabers are pretty cool.
Like a robe, like you know.
You can shoot fucking lasers out of your hand.
But you can't really. Like it's like.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, but like you've actually got like this sword,
true.
and they have like the fake thing on the end, so you at least can like feel it. And
Have
you're
you
like,
seen the footage? It's Ewan McGregor and Liam Neeson. They're doing and they both just making the noises, and they're like, "We can't not make the noises." It'd be so hard. But,
Fantastic.
dude. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Pleasure.
We're really excited to come finally to see you play after a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Go have some fun.
Thanks, man. I will. Thanks,
Thanks,
boys.
Steve.